Tirukumuran, sir.
A very good afternoon to all. I am very much happy to introduce our keynote speaker for the day, Dr. R. Tirukumuran, sir. Sir is a research and development head for IoT at ICCISD. Sir has been a research scholar and associate professor in various universities with over 25 years of experience in teaching, training, research and consultation. Sir has great research expertise and diverse knowledge in the field of wireless network simulation, cybersecurity, machine learning, etc. Sir has published 20 research papers and 11 patented publications for reputed international journals and has also published books and books chapters. Sir completed his PhD from Savita School of Engineering, Chennai in 2019. Sir conducted several workshops and also been a research person for webinars on IoT, network protocols and WSN fundamentals. We are glad to have you here, sir, and looking forward to your valuable exchange of information and insights. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I call upon Dr. R. Tirukumuran, sir, Research and Development Head for IoT at SkillsDA, English Knowledge Academy Private Limited, to commence the session.
கீழே இருக்கா இங்கே வைக்க முடியுமாம்மா Very good afternoon to all. Very good afternoon. So first of all, I would like to thank the organizers and management to give this opportunity to share my knowledge with you all. I hope all of you understand what is cyber security and all, right? So that is a very important topic. All of you need to aware of how we are protecting our data and how we are going to protect our scams, right? So many things happened because of unawareness. So today this international conference brings you to the various technological advancement in the cyber security and the information security levels. Got it? So today I am going to discuss about specifically with the IoT. So cyber security deals with all the applications, mobile application, web applications, what are the things day-to-day life we are using, no? So everywhere the information is placed, no? Cyber security also have an important one when we are connecting with the internet, right? So in this, IoT is also one of the specific domain. Nowadays it is also a buzzword. So all devices are connecting with the internet, facing the lot of challenges are there. So today we are going to discuss about what is IoT and what are the challenges we are facing in the IoT devices and what are the attacks specifically for the IoT and how to protect, what are the security measures we have to take on, right? So these are the things we are going to discuss today. Got it? Shall we start? Shall we start? Yes. Right, next. So first, we need to discuss what is IoT. Any guess? What is Internet of Things? Right? What is Internet of Things? Any example? Hmm? So afternoon time, you have to interact, otherwise everybody gets sleep, right? So be interactive. So any example for IoT? Alexa, then smartwatch, Fitbit, right? So even smart bulb, smart fan, many devices nowadays comes with the smart, right? So we called as an IoT devices. IoT devices is nothing but which are the devices we can connect with the internet, we can able to control, monitor from anywhere, anytime, right? So for example, now one fan is there, right? So if you are converted an IoT device, we can able to monitor whether the fan is running or not from not only here. If you are in US also, you can able to monitor wherever you are there, you can able to monitor and as well as control the devices, right? So not only the fan, any devices, the device, that's what we mentioned as a things. Why we are telling as a things? It is not at all the device. Even your chair, even your sofa, this corridor, whatever it is, we can able to connect with the IoT device, then we can able to monitor and control from anywhere, anything. Is it clear now? What is IoT? So it is interconnected of device through the internet. We can able to control and monitor the devices. So is this an IoT? Not only this one, right? So we had an additional points are there. Normally, for example, if fan is there, if you want to automatically switch on or off, we have an electronics, right? We have an embedded board, directly we can able to connect, and but it's not exactly IoT, we call it an automation, right? So whenever the temperature comes low, we have to switch on the fan or switch on the AC. Based on the temperature value, we can able to control through the electronic automation itself possible, correct? So many projects are done with the electronic automation. So how you differ with the IoT? So normally IoT comes with the intelligent. So we call the devices as a intelligent devices. So whenever the device has the intelligent, then only we call as it is an IoT. IoT core is, that's what all the applications we mentioned as a smart, right? So what is the meaning of smart? Intelligent. The device, you have to embed some intelligence on the device, then only we call as an IoT. So earlier days we have a lot of automations happened that now in the Internet of Things we are applying some smartness. So for example, one machine is running on that. So we are collecting the performance of the data and stored in the cloud environment. So if you are having the data, what we can able to do? We can do some analytics, right? So whether this machine is going to be down. So if you are predicting that one, we can able to give a solution, preventive maintenance at the earliest stage. It could avoid the failure in the running stage. So in the IoT, what smartness? It will give based on your data. Now we connected the devices, then we can able to collect the data from the device, then we can able to do the analysis. For example, we have the Fitbit, correct? Huh? So Fitbit, what is doing? It has some sensors. It will collect the data from that. Then it will transfer your mobile through Bluetooth. We can able to transfer. From there, they can collect into your web application. They are providing the dashboards and also they have given alerts also, right? So this is also, they have the analytical engines built in with their application. It gives you the suggestions. So for example, if you are sitting 10 minutes or 15 minutes continuously, then you can get an alarm. So you are sitting long time. If you are watching TV 1 hour, then it will give a message. Just take a walk for 5 minutes. So these are all how it's coming, right? So this is called a smartness. And also it is an autonomous. The device itself has to think and give a solution to you. That is called a smartness. All of you clear that, no? Internet of Things means it's not just automating things, but it has some intelligence and smartness we have embedded with our devices. Got it? So next. So why we need to study the Internet of Things? So already day-to-day life, daily for example, 127 devices per second we are connecting in the internet. So many devices nowadays comes with the features of IoT. Directly we can connect with the internet. That's what is the need. So we need to improve the infrastructure, right? We need to improve the facility. That is and all very challenge, right? So here you can see that. So in the IoT market also, it is a $1 billion business going on with the IoT. These are what is telling that if you are studying this subject, you are getting the job opportunity, one thing, right? So if you are doing the business wise, we can able to take the opportunity in the IoT line. Both are possible. So because this domain is growing in the faster rate, right? So next we will see, just while explain what are the basic components in IoT, then I explain about the what is the securities and all, right? So basically, if you want to connect any device with the internet, right? So for example, I want to control one fan. We need to create one IoT device, right? We have to create one device that will handle the fan or light. So you have to create one device that interface with your fan. Then it has to, for example, based on the temperature value, if you want to control the fan. So we need to embed some sensors, right? Sensors and controller, actuator. We termed as an actuator is nothing but on off things. We can able to actuate from one state to another state. That is called an actuators. These are the very basic building block of our IoT, right? What is sensors? Any idea? What is sensors? Any example sensors? Actually, sensors is nothing but it sense your environment and get the value for that. If it is temperature, it will sense the temperature value, humidity value. For example, if you are open the car, no, door opening sensor is there, closing, right? So many sensors, more than 200 to 300 sensors, they are embedded in the car itself. Likewise, sensor is nothing but it has sensed the environment and generate the value. So we need a one controller which will receive the value. Based on that, we need to do some actions, right? That's what we need, a local processing. Local processing is nothing but we have to connect sensors and actuators with the microcontroller. Then we need to some processing. So multiple values if you are getting, no, we need to aggregate the value, then send it to the cloud. So for that we need some processing, then local storage. So for example, in the device itself, if you want to store some value for certain period of time means we need storage also, then network. So Internet of Things means whatever device you create, you must connect with the internet. So for connecting internet, we need some networking concepts. So how do we connect with the internet? How do you connect with the internet? How do you connect with the internet? How do you use your mobile internet? Laptop. How do you access? Through hotspot, right? So that is Wi-Fi. Normally, all the easy accessible is Wi-Fi. Through the Wi-Fi, we can able to connect the internet. So Wi-Fi is there. Another method, mobile. So mobile is in a GSM technology. There is also we can able to directly connect with the mobile data. 2G, 3G, 4G communications are there. Then we can able to connect with the Zigbee, LoRa. These are the things specifically designed for our IoT purpose. For connecting with the devices in the small distance means some technologies are there. If you are connecting with a long distance, it has a different communication technologies are there. We can able to opt. So you must use some networking mechanisms to connect your device with the internet. So next one, internet provider you need. So you connect with the internet. Then cloud process. So all the data from the device, where we are storing the data inside the cloud environment. So inside the cloud, we need an application to store the data, then process. If you are do analytics, everything will happen in the cloud only. So even if you are having a web application, dashboards, monitoring, everything we have to keep in our cloud environment. So finally, we have the user interface. User, what is the user interface? Normally we are using mobile phone or laptop. directly we can access our cloud applications and all. So these are the very basic building block of our IoT. If you are understanding these components, that is easy to understand what is the security needed, right? So which are all the area we need to concentrate in the security part. So just see the diagram. So this is the architecture of IoT, how it's working on. So day to day life, what are the devices we are using, whether it is in a car, whether it is in a watch, Fitbit, whatever it things, it will connected with the internet through GSM technology or Wi-Fi or any other communication media, then it will connect internet and it goes to the cloud environment. So inside the cloud environment, we are having the authentication mechanisms are there, storage, applications, cloud, alarm facility, everything there inside our cloud engines, right? So then last application. So application you can use your mobile phone or laptop, you can access your devices. Is it clear, no? Right? So what are the applications? Right? So there is no limitation on the domains for IoT. All the domains we can able to apply our IoT concepts. So we can apply in the home, then we can convert our home into smart home, then smart city, smart transportation, then smart healthcare, smart industries. So in all the area, we can able to apply the IoT and we can able to increase the performance and efficiency, right? In the smart home and all. So for example, if you are go to the hotel, right? Once you nearby your gate itself, automatically glass doors are opening. That is automation, not exactly the IoT, right? So these are the things are automation level only. With the help of simple electronics, we can able to do. So IoT in the sense, for example, if you are entering into the room, so who are all entering into the room? So based on the person, it has to identify and whether it has switch on the AC or switch on the fan, switch on the light, it depends on who is entering into the room. Based on that, automatically it has decided. That is the feature in IoT, right? So for example, if you are having in the fridge, now its fridge is comes with the IoT feature, right? Once you are in the supermarket, it will give the notification. Once you are, if you are in the supermarket, it identifies, no, then it will tell these are the things are not available. So you have to purchase this one. Like that intimations you can get in the supermarket, right? So if you are running on the road, the car, by the car, so if nearby petrol pump is not, automatically it will give an alarm, right? So you have to refueling your car. Like that, it will automatically sense your data and it will create an input for you. That is called an IoT. Got it? So likewise, all the area we can able to employ the IoT applications. Next. So now we will see the security challenge. As I already told, nowadays we are buying many devices, including the camera, right? So smart watch. So how many bugs are there? Anybody knows that? Many articles are coming while using the smartwatch, right? So it has a lot of vulnerabilities are there. If you are unaware of that, they can steal all the information from your watch. So you will be the victim on that, right? So many devices, it's connected with the internet, but we are not properly configured the device itself, it's a vulnerability, right? So what are the challenges we are facing in the IoT we can discuss now. So how to rectify this one? Normally the IoT devices are the small devices, right? It comes with the electronic appliances, connect with any devices, no? So this is or not equal one. That is called a heterogeneous. Some devices are big ones, some devices are slow processing, one is high processing devices, then low storage, high storage, low memory, high memory. Likewise, different variant of devices are available. So to addressing this one is very difficult, first thing. So next one is the scalability. So I already told that every 1 second, 127 devices are connecting into our internet. So billion and million devices are connected day to day in our internet. So this is also challenging to propose some solutions. If you are given a cyber security solution, no, we have to write some algorithm, how we are protecting, we have to give us some algorithm and all. It will not well suited for our IoT environment. So it depends on your device, or we have to provide some lightweight solution only. It will be applied for the things. So next one is the identity. So if you are connect your internet, right? Listen, ma. So if you are connecting internet, what identity we need? So if you want to communicate with anyone, definitely we need identity, correct? Without identity, we can't able to call anyone. So if you are connecting with internet, what is the identity? What device name? IP address, exactly, right? So IP address is the identity which is used to connect your device in the internet, right? So now, how many devices we can able to connect? So now we are having the IP address as, how many bits are there? IP address 32 bit, right? So from that 32 bit, how many devices we can connect? Just simple logic, right? So we have 32 bits are there, right? So how many numbers we can generate? 2 bit, 1 bit means 2. 2 bits means 3 means 8. How it's 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 32 we can able to generate, correct? So now it's required a billion number of devices we want to connect. That's what we are moved from IP version 4 to IP version 6. So how many bits in IP version 6? Anybody? Nowadays we are using IP version 6. How many bits are there? 128, right? So IP version 4 is not sufficient to connect all the devices. That's what we migrated to IP version 4. It contains the 128 bit. So 2 power 128, that much of devices we can able to connect. Got it? So likewise, identity is also the very big challenge in our device communication. So next, in the security point of view, 3 things now we have to discuss, right? So first one is the confidentiality. What is confidentiality? You are connecting our IoT device with the internet, right? We can transfer the data to the cloud. What is the meaning of confidentiality here? Secretly we have to. So if you are sending the data, that can't be opened by the others, that can't see by the others, we need to ensure the confidentiality. How to ensure? What technology we can use? Good. Encryption and decryption, right? So if you are sending the message, if you are applying the encryption, intermediate can't able to see the message, right? So in the receiver end, they can decrypt the message and they can able to. So likewise, encryption, decryption, like kind of technology we can apply to ensure our confidentiality. Got it? So next one, integrity. What is the meaning of integrity? Integrity. You are sending data from device to cloud. What is refer the integrity? So in between, anybody changing the values, right? They are hacking your network or hacking your system. If you are modifying the bit, the integrity value gone, right? So we have to send the correct information to reach the receiver end. That is defined by the integrity, correct? So how do we ensure the integrity? If you are sending the data, if any error happens there, how do you identify that? Actually, we are having the some encoding methods are there, right? Cyclic redundancy check, hashing algorithm, right? MD5, SHA, this kind of algorithm, it will provide the what exact value we are sending. So sending side, we have to take the MD5 algorithm, it will create a signature. In the receiving end, also you have to generate the signature. If both values are same, then the same data is received by the receiver. Got it? So if intermediate anybody change the value means that algorithm gives the different value. We can able to identify the whether is data is interpreted or not. That is means by integrity. Integrity is the correct data is delivered to the system or not, right? So next one is the availability. So this, what is the meaning of availability? If you are trying to access your internet, if it is not connected, right, that is an unavailability, right? So whenever you need, you are trying to access your Gmail, right? If server down, if you are going to access any bank transaction, net banking, or for example, you are going to pay the GPay in your shop. If you are trying that network busy or no connection established, means what is the meaning? That is not unavailability. So we need to ensure whenever we require, at the time the resource should be available. Correct? That is referred by the availability. So in the cyber threats, these three areas are the impacting. So whenever we decide about the cyber security, these three parameters we call the CIA triad. So these three pillars, they have compromised these three values only, that is CIA triad. So we need to ensure these three parameters to securely transfer your data. So and additionally, you need to ensure about privacy. So for example, in the home, we are having the cameras, right? So security cameras are there. Even many sensors if you are deploying inside, even you are telling Alexa, no? If you are having Alexa device, even unknown time, it will gather your information and send it to the server, right? So which are the informations we have to send it to the public, which are the things we need to keep it ourselves, that is defined by the privacy. We can't expose all the data to others. That is defined by the privacy, right? So next one, authentication. So for example, in your home, some systems you have integrated, right? That system, who are all going to access this one? That is defined by the authentication. The particular authenticated user only can access the particular resources or particular services is defined by the authentication mechanism. Got it? So last one is the network resources. Always it's a very critical, because more number of devices, if more number of connections creates, no, we need a network environment also it will be created on a big one. So this is also, it's a great challenges to provide the security for the IoT. Right? So now I explain what are the basic attacks happens in our IoT. So for example, if you are buying one smart bulb, right? So for example, whether if you are not seeing that one, just understand any Fitbit kind of things. If you are buying the Fitbit, first you need to install one mobile app, correct? Any device if you are purchasing, then you have to install some device in your mobile, or otherwise you have to register with your web applications. They provide some link, you have to provide your Gmail address, something you have to provide and register that one. So from that application only it will handle your devices. So any smart bulb, smart fan, whatever you buy, no, it will be connected with the provider only, right? So in the device itself, they are having some vulnerabilities are there. So because of constrained, it is in a very low memory it contains, so that we can't able to give the full security solution to all the devices. So it has some weakness in your vulnerability is nothing but some weakness in your system. So what hackers will do? First we check what the weakness in your system. Once they identify that one, they are doing the exploit. Exploit means they use that vulnerability and try to expose into your system. So once they are getting into the vulnerability and entering your system, which are the systems are connected with that also will be in the vulnerable, right? So for example, in your home, you are having a security camera that is connected with the internet, that is also connected with your router, for example. So the video camera itself, it has some vulnerabilities are there, right? If they are breach that one, they can easily enter into your home network. They can able to access all the devices in your home network is possible, right? So likewise, you need to understand what is the vulnerability, how to secure our system also we need to understand. So what we have to do, so you have to, once you are buying the device, first check what are the configurations are there, which are the things we want to do. Before installing the things, you need to understand the concept and give the protection on that. So here also that is vulnerability exploits. So based on the vulnerability, attackers entered into your IoT device, they can hack it. So what is malware? Malware, it is also one kind of software. It does the malicious functions, right? So it will run in your system, in your mobile, right? So any examples? Any simple example? For example, so if you are clicking any unwanted links in your mobile, right? They can embed the malwares in the link. It will download in your mobile phone. Then that malware steal your information and send it to their hacker server is possible, right? So that's what unwanted or unknown links, don't touch it. So if you are touching that, it will be downloaded in your system. So what they are written in the malware, according to that it will perform. So some of them, they steal your key informations, right? They install your key typing informations and all, they can able to steal. Then if you are entering into the Gmail or if you are go to the net banking, whatever you press the keys, it will store and send it to the hacker's place. Then they can easily access your website and all. Is it clear? So unwanted links, anything is there, no? Don't click, and also don't download the unauthorized softwares, gaming and all. So gaming and all only they are embedded the many things. So likewise, many attacks are there. Whether it is they can attack from your known place or unknown place. That is all of you know that, no? So the thing is, they are cooperatively work together and massively attack your devices from anywhere is possible, right? So go to that. Next. So one of the major IoT attack called a botnet. So botnet attack is nothing but, so many people, they are cooperatively work, they create one command center. So they try to exploit the malware. So it will go and sit in all the IoT devices. Then which device is affected, that is also in part of their network, and it will propagate the malware into the other systems. Likewise, within a 1 hour, million of devices will be affected, right? So not only this network, in traditional network also, the botnet, they are attacking the system is possible. So another one important thing is ransomware. I think all of you know that ransomware is nothing but, so important informations they are encrypt in your system, right? So in your company they are having the valuable informations, means they are encrypt the data. So if you want the data, you need to pay the amount, then only they are doing the decryption functions. That is called ransomware. They demand some amount for that. If you are paying that one, then only they can able to clear your data. Unless otherwise, they won't clear it. So these are some use cases where in the medical attack is very severe, because the medical industry is connected with the human lives. So for example, if any sensors are connected, no, if anyone tampering the sensor also, the result will be varied, right? So if the sensor generates the different values, it will impact the analysis, it will give a wrong direction to the health providers. You can go. Right? So now we'll see how to prevent these attacks, what are the steps we need to take, right? So not only the IoT, if in the cyber security domain, so which are the prevention strategies we need to use? Normally if you are going to the website, first you have to ensure that whether it is in a HTTPS. Listen pa, HTTP, HTTPS, right? What is the difference? Yes is a difference, right? Yes. Right? What is the meaning of that S? Secure, right? So you have to opt the HTTPS, then we can able to securely transfer the data, right? So next, use the strong password, right? For example, in your home handle, if you are using a router, right? If you are connecting with your router, you can use a strong credential. Easily guessable or weak password, don't use that one. So nowadays, reverse engineering is possible. They are trying to use a brute force attack. If you are given a easy words, by using the dictionary, easily they have to guess your passwords. So then, even you can enable the device encryptions, you have to enable, then monitor the device behavior, right? So in your router or if you are using any devices, you have to monitor. Suddenly it gives us an abnormal. Even if your mobile phone also, suddenly we can lose our internet. So 1.5 GB limit will be gone within 5 minutes, right? So background services, it will transfer the data to some other value. So you have to keep monitor on the usage of your device. That will helps you to protect. Then all of you know that multi-factor authentication. Instead of username password, you can enable the OTP or any other one method of authentication. That is called a multi-factor authentication. It gives you the next level of security. Then use a VPN. So it is a virtual private network. So whenever you connect with the internet, so virtual private network, it provides the additional security to transfer the data between your system. So you can have the VPN for that. So always change your default password whenever your device buying, right? So even if you are using a broadband connection in your home, you are have a Wi-Fi router, right? How many of you change the password? Because that provider only they have configured us, so we didn't change anything, right? Understand? So if it is a default password, the hacker easily hack your router and enter in your system is possible. So change the default password into your wish, then regularly update your firmware. For example, if you are buying the devices, even in your laptop and all updates are going on, no? What is the purpose of updates? So in Windows Mobile, we are regularly doing updates, no? What is the purpose of updates? So if you are not updating, some games are not working, correct? Huh? If you are not updating some, so what is that one? So update is nothing but once the software OS are released, after that they are working on it. If any problems comes, any vulnerabilities identified, any features they want to add, that will come up with the updates. So if you are updating your system regularly, then only you can maintain your security also up to date. That's what the updating your firmware, software, everything it is. So if you are properly updating, you can keep security level is also in the update level. So disable unnecessary services in your system. Always provide the firewall protection. So what is the meaning of firewall? It's secure from your internet connections. So unwanted ports in your internet, it will be blocked. So which are the services you want, you can enable through the firewall, right? So remaining under it will be blocked. So which are the things we are using, that only it will allowed in the firewall. So you have to configure the firewall. And also it is a very important point, network segmentations. So you are having a smart home, right? So you are connecting many devices with the internet. Don't connect with it directly to the internet. Instead of that, use one router. Through that you can connect. All the devices are connected with your router. Then there you have to provide some security mechanisms, whether you can apply some filters, firewalls. Then you have to connect with the internet. Then only we can able to monitor and also we can able to secure. So our home network is different, then internet is the different. So if you are directly exposing your devices to internet means they can easily hack your system. So each device you have to monitor, and also many applications sensors are deployed in the open places. So physical security is also important for the IoT device. Right? So in the conclusion part, so we need to be aware of the cyber security threats. What are the vulnerabilities are there? So you have to frequently change the password. We have to configure our device, right? So normally IoT security protocol is not derived from our traditional protocol. Traditional network, we are having the plenty of security mechanisms are there. not directly we can implement in our IoT device due to the constrained nature. So it requires a lightweight protocols. Then only we can able to achieve the security concern. Is it clear? Any doubts? Any doubts, students? Is it clear? That was a useful one. Thank you all. Wish you all the best.
Thank you for your words and presence on this wonderful evening, sir. I now request Dr. T. N. Aruna ma'am to felicitate our keynote speaker with a certificate and a shawl.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Ms. Divya, ma'am, from the Department of Data Science to introduce our another keynote speaker, Ms. Aishwarya Santosh, ma'am.
Good afternoon to all. It is with great pleasure I introduce Ms. Aishwarya Santosh ma'am, a young and dynamic data management professional and exactly the kind of youth power we need today. Welcome, ma'am. Ms. Aishwarya ma'am is a dedicated data privacy consultant and data protection officer with a strong background in data privacy management. Ma'am excels in implementing compliance frameworks like GDPR and DDPPA, conducting thorough privacy impact assessments and helping organizations maintain compliance while optimizing operational efficiency. Ma'am's academic foundations includes a BTech in computer science engineering, specializing in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Ma'am's qualifications also include an impressive array of certifications like Certified Information Privacy Manager from the International Association of Privacy Professionals, Privacy Management Professional from OneTrust, and Bharat Data University from Rakshatya Raksha University. Ma'am's key competencies include developing privacy training programs, ensuring GDPR and CCPA compliances, conducting data privacy audits and gap analysis, expertise in privacy by design. With a robust expertise, ma'am continues to make strides in helping organizations stay compliant and protect their data in today's complex regulatory landscape. We are happy to have you with us today, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I request Ms. Divya, ma'am, to felicitate Ms. Aishwarya Santosh, ma'am, with a certificate and a shawl.
Thank you, ma'am. I now welcome Ms. Aishwarya Santosh ma'am to take the session forward.
Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon. It's so nice to see all of you here. I hope I can have your attention for the next, let's say, 15 minutes. I'll try to make it as interactive as possible. I did prepare like a 20-minute speech, but I'm sure that interacting with you would be more beneficial for both of us. Yeah? So just for another 15 minutes, hopefully I'll have your attention. So I'd like to start by introducing myself. I'm Aishwarya Santosh, and why I'm here is that I have worked in the data privacy field in a tech company. So what I do is, apart from the major IT roles, there is a role for compliance and development, right? So that is what I'm here to speak to you about and share my experience, what this role is about, what privacy is all about, how it is in the information security sector, and how you as students will also, benefit and be more aware about privacy regulations. So I'd like to start by thanking the university for inviting me here, and Dr. Vijayalakshmi ma'am especially. Thank you so much, ma'am. And let's begin. So all of you here use social media? Yeah? We use Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Zomato. Yeah? More than that. So I hopefully got your attention. So here we put so much of our information online, right? Basically, we are at an age where we say, what is privacy? Like, I'm putting all my, information online. I'm signing up on different websites, day and night. I'm going through, I'm just subscribing to different channels. It's okay, right? So is there something called privacy? So what is it? Let's say, I'll give you an example. I'll work, you can shift to the next slide. I'll work with you for an example. We all have our houses with security. We have our grills, our locks, and all of that, right? So what does that do? That gives us a security for our house. But can you imagine in a house if we didn't have concrete walls and we lived in a glass house, completely transparent? Would you like that? No? It's okay, anyone can peep in, anyone can see what you're doing day and night. Is that okay? Right? So you want some privacy. So you have our concrete walls, we make sure the curtains are drawn. Same thing with our phones, with our social media accounts. We don't all have public accounts. We keep our accounts private so that only people who we give access to can see what we are doing, right? That is the difference between privacy and security. Dr. Thirukumaran sir has excellently touched upon different aspects of cybersecurity, on how we can, we should develop safe protocols when we are developing different systems. But in that, there is a concept for privacy. What kind of data do we keep private, and what kind of data is it okay to let out? Yeah? Good? So, everyone is curious about what the other person is doing, right? We want to know who our friend is texting, where they are going. We want to know what kind of food they're ordering. But are you okay with your information being given out? No. We want that to be safe, completely safe from everyone. You don't want anyone to know what you're doing. So that aspect of it is what we are touching today. So how does this apply in business use cases? What does a company do with privacy? We've all used Instagram, we've all used ChatGPT. I'm sure everyone are using ChatGPT these days. So before you subscribe to ChatGPT or any website, have you ever read the terms and conditions? Have you ever read the privacy policy of it? Do you know how your data is being used, how it is being shared? Are you aware that, that data can be resold to another? I'm not saying these particular companies, but there are, data reselling companies, right? So what we should do, we should be aware. So what the company does is, they have to make sure that the data that you are giving them, that the data you are entrusting them with is kept safe. So for this, you have something called privacy regulations and compliance in a company. This comes under the information security aspect of the company. So why this is important? I will touch upon that. If you see my slide here, privacy and the AI paradox. What I said, ChatGPT, you have so much innovations coming day and night in AI, IoT, data analytics, data science. So in all of this, there's tons of data that is generated from each and every one of us. Every second, we keep giving out our data. We keep giving out our location, we keep giving out our, our username, we keep giving out our email ID subscription, and all of that we keep giving out. So all of this data is being used to develop innovative and very helpful AI products. But behind this innovation, we also have to keep in mind that privacy, respecting the user's privacy, is something that is supposed to be important, right? So what happens? Now, at which level we are, there's so many recommendation models, there's so many, like before even we think, once you open Swiggy, you will know that your preferences are already there, right? They're using recommendation models to tell what kind of songs we like to listen to, what kind of food we like to eat. So if we keep going at this pace, there's going to be a time where you might have to have privacy regulations just for what you think. Isn't that like weird? Like when imagine at one point of time there's, even when you think, even that will go to your device. So to safeguard and to safely use our data, it is important for companies to be aware about the privacy ethics practices as well as consumers. So how can I show this to you in an example? Have you guys ever heard about different data leaks? You can see that in news, if you go and Google different data breaches, you'll find so many examples where our data that we use day to day is being leaked online, and hackers are using this data and selling it in the dark web. That is something that we are all aware of that happens. But how this is affecting us individually? People come up with cybersecurity threats. Your email ID is leaked, your password is leaked at a click of a button, then all your information is gone to them directly, and they may choose to do something with this information or they might just sell it. Either way, you are under threat. So because of this, there is very high and secure information protocols, right? Yeah? These information protocols and these frameworks that these companies uses are being enforced by something we call as GDPR, DPDPA, all these privacy regulations. These privacy regulations are basically frameworks or laws that tell companies, basically give them rules that this is how you must get consent before you collect someone's data. This is how you have to use someone's data. All this is very important points which comes under India's Digital Personal Data Protection Act of 2023. This act gives users the rights to do exactly what they say that we can do with the data, right? Only if you give consent, the company should process your data. Only if you give consent, the company can edit your data. So under the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, please, I would encourage all of you, as you guys are the next gen, to go ahead and see what this act is all about. You will have certain rights and you will see how companies must comply to this. Yes? So according to these regulations and framework is how a company would draft their information security policies. These policies is how they are communicating our rights with each other. So the next time you guys read a privacy policy, the next time you guys are subscribing to any, let's say, website, please go and check the privacy policy. You will know what you're doing with the data. You will know, you can choose what how much access you want to give them with their data. So this is something that is very important for each and every one of us to know. I can go ahead and give you examples about the different data breaches and the data leaks that has happened throughout India. One very famous example, I am sure all of you would know, a very prominent fast food company had a data leak in 2021. Have you guys ever wondered if your data has been leaked? Yeah? Do you know that there's a website called Have I Been Pawned? P-A-W-N-E-D. Yeah? Good. In that, you can go ahead and check whether your data has been, what data of yours has been leaked in that, right? So what happens is when this data is leaked, you will never know sometimes. But according to this new regulations, you have to be informed when there is a data leak. So this is something that as citizens that we have to be aware, and how companies should safeguard our information. I hope you guys are following up with what I'm saying, because this is a really interesting segment in our future, right? We are going on developing different devices, different companies are coming up, and you can see how much privacy can impact our development. So for all of this, what is the solution to this? What can we do? How can we keep our privacy safe, at the same time keep our innovation at the forefront? Next slide. There's something called privacy by design. Yeah? There's a concept called privacy by design that has been around for ages. What this exactly means is that before you innovate, before you come up with a new technology, at the starting of the technology itself, before you, at the design phase itself, you're going to incorporate privacy principles. This is the privacy by design principles. When we are innovating using AI, we are collecting so much data. Even as data science students, you'll be working with tons of data that you're generating online. But how much of this data are you verifying? How much of this are you, collecting at the source? So all of this, when you are designing the product itself, you have to keep in mind. So this privacy by design principle is one way how we can move forward with both AI innovation and keeping our privacy safe. So here there are 7 principles, which all of them basically say, before you innovate, think about how this is going to affect the privacy. Think about how people have rights to their independency in their information, right? So here there are 7 principles. You can see this proactive, not reactive, privacy by default, privacy embedded into the design, full functionality. So, yeah, full functionality, what does this mean? You keep giving out information, but you're putting in so much restriction. So under this principle, it is important to know that we have to find a difference, we have to find a balance between keeping our data safe as well as not hindering innovation. So it should be a win-win situation. That is what full functionality is about. And then with privacy, full end-to-end security. At every pace in the design process, there should be end-to-end security. This is what privacy by design concept is. As young students, you guys are doing your projects, you're going to go into different IT companies or any company that you go to. It is important for you guys to know how privacy is important, how you're keeping your client's data safe, you're keeping your information of the company safe. This concept is relatively, already there in our system, but awareness of it is being built continuously, especially in today's digital era. I hope that, I can impart some sort of wisdom to you today to make sure that you are keeping your data safe, and tomorrow when you are innovators forefront in the digital era, that you are making sure that your client's data is also safe. Yeah, last slide, please. This is consumer responsibility. Yeah, I'm not done. Just one last bit here left. So as I was saying, consumer responsibility. Now, I've been speaking on behalf of the business, what an employee should do, what a company should do. So what you can do as, daily consumers, as users. How are you going to make sure that your data is safe? These are some of the methods that you can follow to keep your data safe. So before you click on to any new platform, check what information you're giving. Check how secure the website is. Be mindful about what information you are posting online. Make sure that it is all something that you can take responsibility for. It is your information is your responsibility, right, at the end of the day? And make sure that any information that you are giving is very minimal. Don't overshare. Try to keep your information minimal, as well as this is the company's responsibility of data minimization. Vigilant monitoring, you should always be aware of what you're sharing, as I said. and make sure that you're following secure cyber security practices. I hope you guys had an informative session and I could enlighten you that there is this specific growing field in privacy and AI innovation. Thank you so much. Do you guys have any questions for me? No questions? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Ms. Jayashree, Teaching Assistant, Data Science, to deliver the vote of thanks.
A very good evening to all. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for your active participation in the first day of a second international conference on cyber and information security, ICCIS 2.0. Your presence and engagement have contributed immensely to the success of this event. I would like to thank our management, our secretary, Dr. Ashok Kumar Mudraji, our principal, Captain Dr. S. Santosh Babu sir, our respected chief guest, Major General R. Puttajanan, and the head of the Department of Data Science, Dr. A. Vijayalakshmi ma'am, for all the presence and contributions towards the success of this massive conference. We begin this conference with a strong commitment to fostering knowledge sharing, collaboration, and innovation in the field of cybersecurity. I want to express a sincere appreciation to our distinguished keynote speakers and session panel members who generously share their expertise and valuable insights. Your contributions have enriched our understanding of this critical subject. I also thank our knowledge partner, Mr. Gotaram V. Ramesh, Chief Vision Officer at SkillsDA, for his encouragement and constant support. I would also like to acknowledge the organizing secretaries and student volunteers who have worked tirelessly to make this event possible. Your dedication and hard work have ensured the smooth execution of this conference. I would like to thank all the participants for your presence, and here it reflects your commitment to advancing the cause of cybersecurity. As we look forward to the second day of this conference, I encourage you all to continue sharing your knowledge, experiences, and ideas. Let us try to make the most of this opportunity to enhance a collective understanding of cyber and information security. Once again, thank you for being a part of this event. Your presence and contributions are integral to the success of this international conference. And we look forward to another day of fruitful discussions and insights. Thank you. Let's make tomorrow even more impactful.
Thank you, ma'am. That brings us the conclusion of the first day of the second International Conference on Cyber and Information Security, ICCIS 2.0. We will resume our conference tomorrow. Until then, adios. Thank you. I request all the students of